Hello YouTube watch lovers and welcome to this new episode. I hope that I have enough novelty, enough material for an interesting story that will keep you interested. Of course, we're talking about G-Shock watches. We're talking about modifying and putting on the stainless steel bezel and the bracelet on a slightly smaller, the mini G-Shock that I have still here in its original state. So I want to warn you, if you're not into calipers and predictions of how these watches would feel on your wrist, maybe this is not your type of video. But I want to warn you that towards the end of this video I will introduce a competition, and actually the watch that I will construct today, starting with this the mini G-Shock. I'll compare all the watches. I'll do this step by step, but there will be a giveaway and a small competition to do with my channel. Maybe I will increase the subscription from the viewers to my channel. Overall, it's all an experiment. It's all trying something different. And if G-Shocks is not your area, really, this video is probably not directly for you. But I will ask you to leave the feedback at the end of this video, and somebody would get the new watch, the new version of this Casioak. So why am I returning back to these modded Casios? Why I'm doing this video? This one which I made a year ago, which was one of the original videos which started this YouTube channel, it is quite limited. Well, I'm lucky to have a 7-inch, the 18 centimeter circumference wrist, so almost everything fits me well, like the majorly produced watches. And I'm here have my Black Bay 58. I finally bought the blue one, which fits my wrist just perfectly, and probably is a perfect comparison. So this Casio obviously is significantly bigger. This Casio mod is significantly bigger than the Black Bay 58, and we'll see how the new watch would compare. So the comments on my original video all said that viewers with smaller wrists were afraid of even going for this mod, because this watch is pretty big. It's just about as big as a watch fitting my wrist, my 18 centimeter circumference. The 7-inch wrist can tolerate this. But the problem with this watch, the problem with this mod was that only a small range of wrist sizes were good enough to wear it, because the original mod kit came with 3 extra links. So these are very small AP style links, and the 3 links meant that the watch was probably good on the wrist between 7 and 7.5 inch. So I would say if you have an 8-inch wrist, you will need to find extra links for this bracelet to be able to fit it on your wrist. So this watch was only good for 7 to 7.5 inch wrists, which limited its its purpose, limited the number of people who could get away with wearing this and feeling comfortable. So I still have this watch. I'm not wearing it that much because I prefer my automatic Swiss made watches. but it is still in my collection. I can still use it, and it still shows the proper time. So let me put a photograph here on the left side of the screen of the original G-Shock GMA-S2100. So the bezel diameter of this watch, the bezel diameter, I will show you once I introduce the new one, is 44 millimeter. The width it's not too wide, 12.5 millimeter. So the lug to lug distance, or I will show you, this is rather the bezel size where it attaches to the bracelet on the original watch, was 49.5 millimeters. So this is the new G-Shock, the GMA-S2100, which Casio introduced towards the end of 2020, but which is available from most sources now, and it's cheaper than the original GMA-S2100 watch. So I should keep this towards the right side of the screen. So the usual watch, the Casio booklet, and here is the actual G-Shock. So to compare this to the GMA-S2100, so the bezel diameter would be this distance from one side of the bezel to the other, is 43 millimeters. So it's not significantly smaller than the original GMA-S2100, but it's 43 versus 44 millimeters. The width it is slightly thinner. It's by 1.5 millimeter thinner than the original watch, than the GMA-S2100, and well, I measured it with my calipers. and it showed 11 millimeters. So lug to lug is like this extent of the plastic bezel from one side to the other is 45.7 millimeters. So I will get rid of the GMA-S2100 now, and I will show you this watch and how it looks on the wrist, and then I will mod it, and I will compare the modded watch to the one I made previously, and we'll think together whether it is really appropriate for smaller wrist sizes. So this is the new mini Casioak on my wrist. I should say that the watch is pretty comfortable. It is only partially smaller than the original. So now we're looking at the GMA-S2100 on the wrist. It is comfortable. It is a great watch for workout. Well, I didn't go for the pink one because it is just way too girly. It is only slightly smaller than the original GMA-S2100, but I think that Casio spent a lot of time on the design of this watch, because this wide dial watch and the white plastic strap, it looks pretty good. So the watch can be bought from Casio website for 95 Great British pounds, so it's not too expensive. Once again, I'm not just centering on the G-Shock, on the basic watch, but the mod. How do you convert it into a metal bracelet, stainless steel bracelet, stainless steel bezel, Royal Oak type watch? So you can see that this is a Generation 3 kit. So what is the difference between the Generation 2 kit, which I used to modify this watch, and the Generation 3 kit? You can see that in this one this central watch module used to attach both the stainless steel bezel, and the bracelet is actually attached to the lugs of the central module. In this one, the bracelet is attached to the actual bezel covering, and the watch module will just go inside, and the bracelet will not be attached to the actual watch module. How this changes the overall aesthetics of the watch is what interests me, and this is the whole point of doing this video, recording this actual modding process. So I'll probably pause the video and not show you all my efforts with taking off the screws. So there are Phillips screws here, but interesting why they didn't use the normal watchmaker screws. Casio decided to use the Phillips screws, but I have all the screwdrivers prepared for this mod. So I will show you the actual module once I take it out from the watch, but you don't really need to see my screwdriver work, so I will pause this video now for a second. So guys, this is what the watch module with the attached attached plastic strap looks like. So there are two spring bars, and it's very well designed, very convenient, which I will remove next. And this is the plastic bezel, so you need a little bit of a yanking action to take off the plastic, but it's easily done once you remove the 4 screws from the sides of the bezel. So let me undo this strap. Well, I don't need to pause to do this. It's very convenient. It's come off. Yeah, the strap disconnects very quickly. Just not to pause the video yet again. The spring bars are just fantastic and come out very easily with some screwdriver assistance. So here you see the basic watch module, and now all you have to do is put it inside the bezel of the mod kit. And here the watch is inside the bezel, and now I will put on the 4 screws and just wouldn't waste your time watching this process. So I have put on the 4 screws, and it literally took me less than 5 minutes to change the watch into the stainless steel bezel and stainless steel bracelet. So immediately, how does this compare to the original watch? So you can see that the new watch, well, of course the white dial makes it look bigger than it really is. The new watch is slightly smaller, just by a tiny bit, a couple millimeters smaller than the original mod. So how do they compare with the calipers? So the most important, the case width of the original watch, of the original mod. Was 44.6 millimeters. So the modded watch now is 41 41 millimeters. So from 46 going down to 41, yes, it is a difference. And the case width of the new watch is 13 millimeters. So how does this compare to the old one? The old one was also 13 millimeters. So the case width didn't change from one mod to the other, and the lug to lug distance, kind of where this case is the widest on the wrist, is 54 millimeters, which previously compared to, well, say I should get it from here to here, well, it was also about 54 millimeters. So the lug to lug distance didn't change very much. So where the watch changed is in this bezel diameter, the outside bezel diameter, which became smaller. So to tell you the truth, on the wrist this still feels like a big watch. And I will not recommend it for much smaller wrists than my my 18 centimeter circumference wrist. So you can see that the watch is just marginally smaller than the original mod. So I do like the white dial. I do like the white dial with this mod, but to tell you the truth, it is not much of an upgrade. It is not, the watch is not so much different that I would say my collection should have both of them. So the bottom line is, I was interested in checking out this mod. I was interested in checking out whether I can construct a much more elegant watch than the original mod, but it is not very different. And the Generation 3 mod is not very different from the Generation 2, the way it feels on the wrist, the way the watch looks after you've upgraded it. To be frank with you, I do somehow prefer the original plasticky bits, and I don't see the need to have both watches in my collection, and I can easily have the original watch because there are memories of recording, of doing this first video, of making this first mod, and seeing some views rising up from that video. I don't know how this video would do, but I can promise you that I will post this watch to the person who submits the comment that I appreciate most. It can be a comment to any one of my videos, anything on this channel, anything starting with today is July the 10th, say to the end of this month. You need to be subscribed to the channel, so hopefully I'll get more subscribers. Please comment on what type of watch reviews, what watches you would want to see reviewed on my channel, what type of content you want to see, whether you want to see collection reviews, whether you want to see interviews with watch collectors. Of course, this will be people from Northern Ireland. I'm quite interested in doing a video with Nico Leonard, who is a very important person in the pre-owned watch market here in Northern Ireland, and he's a great entertainer, but I'm afraid that my production standards might not be up to the production standards of Nico's team. He has quite a few editors working together with him, which end up in better quality videos than the ones that I'm producing. I might be interested in talking to the watch retailers, the biggest AD here in Belfast, in Lons, and doing an interview with some of them working there who really can bring in Pateks and Rolexes at AD prices for the local market. Well, there are ideas, so please comment on this video or any video on my channel, and I can promise you that I will pick up the comment which I most appreciate, and this will be your watch. I will also send you the original parts so that you will be able to reconstruct. It is very easy taking the module out of the Generation 3 mod case and bracelet and putting on the original ones. So I will send the watch, I will send the original parts, and you will save yourself 200 pounds at least, what this whole contraption costed to me. But I wanted to try, I wanted to see whether the modified watch will be significantly different to the one that I made originally, and it is smaller. It probably would be better on a 16 centimeter circumference wrist, slightly better. It still would have this wide curvature. The bracelet still will not fit on a very big wrist. I wouldn't recommend this for an 8-inch circumference wrist. I still removed only 3 links from this bracelet, so it would be good on 7 to 7.5 inch wrist. Otherwise you will need to get to source extra links for this bracelet to have this watch on a bigger wrist, which is a downfall of this mod kit. Really, they should have looked for some bigger guys wearing their mods, because this would look good on a bigger wrist, definitely. So well, thank you for watching, and please subscribe and comment, and I will choose the command. Well, stay subscribed until the 1st of August, when I will send out this watch for the most enjoyable command that I will get to any one of my videos. So the main thing is, how can I produce more content, and what content you will be interested in hearing from me. Please don't make it too abusive. I don't like to be abused. Yes, I don't have the best accent ever, or my voice doesn't sound too good for everyone, but please don't be too abusive with these type of comments, because they would really not be appreciated and wouldn't get you this watch. But this watch will go out in post with the original parts, and hopefully this will get a few more subscribers on my channel, and we'll get some communication with the watch community and some response from you guys to the effort that I put into making this mod just in front of you, just on your screens. So it's enough for this video, really. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Bye.